So, I have Lasse here, and Lasse is one of our gaming group, and we just had a quick game with the new Ninth Age beta, the initial beta version. So it's the first time we've played it, and it's the first time Lasse's played Ninth Edition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to introduce Lasse, and he's just going to tell a little bit about himself and what armies he plays.
Yeah, hello. I'm Lasse. I have played Warhammer for a lot of years now, probably 15 years. I mostly play Beastmen, but I have Skaven also, and in the past I played a lot of Lizardman and Wood Elf, and I have experience with all armies, but now I mostly play Beastmen. And when I saw the new rules and the new book, I was quite interested and curious, trying to use Law of Wilderness, or the one where every time you cast a spell, you get extra movement. So I made an army with a lot of chariots that had vanguard, and my idea was to create an army that could move a lot and create an advantage for me in the movement phase. However, I ended up in this game using the law of nature, and it was quite effective on healing my heavy chariots and all my characters.
So maybe we should tell a little bit about your list. So you had a Beast Lord, who was pretty killy, plus 3 attacks sword.
The idea was I made a Beast Lord with 3 extra attacks and the potion of strength, so 7 attacks.
Strength 7.
Yeah, with strength 7, and then the offensive totem would give him 1 more attack.
And extra armor piercing.
So I nearly killed a Star Dragon.
Ancient Dragon,
yeah, in one blow. Turn. I did 7 wounds, and he had this charm shield that removed 1 wound, but he was quite heavy. And but then he lacked defensive abilities, but that's here the law of nature comes into play. So every time he lost wound, I would just heal him. But eventually the dragon got his head, and
the dragon breathed fire on him and took him off. But then the dragon got killed by a couple of chariots and everything else. So it was quite an intense game. A few swings. At one point, to begin with, I didn't think I was going to win, and then it was kind of swung back my way, and then it swung back your way, and eventually Lasse won. What else did you have on your list? You had 2 Jabber Slides?
Yeah, 2 Jabber Slides because I wanted to have the mobility. Then I have had 7 units in ambush.
7 units. You had a couple of units of the Warhounds.
Yeah, 3 units of Warhounds, 3 units of Raiders.
Some Centaur.
And 1 unit of Centaur.
Yeah. How are the Centaur different this edition?
You don't anymore roll for if they are sober or drunk. You choose. And when I ambush them, I always think I will choose to be drunk, because then you are immune to psychology and people can't shoot you, so you run out.
So what does the drunk rule do? That gives you +1 strength from the charge.
Yeah, and I'm immune to psychology.
And immune to psychology, and then the sober is fast cavalry, right?
Yeah.
So you can. So Lasse's idea is that and vanguard. So if you're not going to ambush them, then you get the vanguard, like the bonus and the mobility. Whereas if you're going to ambush, then you get the extra combat punch.
Yeah. But you also have the option to buy extra boosts. So one time during the game you have the ability to change from sober to drunk, or the other way around.
Oh, you can buy that?
Yeah, so if I would deploy them normally, I would always always buy that, and then start with having vanguard and fast cavalry, and then when it gets tight and you need to charge, you get drunk.
That's cool. And another rule with the Centaur, they have parry, right? So they have distract special rule.
Yeah,
because the counters on foot.
Yeah, they are on foot. They are not mounted in any way, so I guess they have the parry save.
So they have the parry save, but they don't have an extra armor save.
So actually, my BSB was Centaur hero.
He's good.
With the armor that gives 1+ toughness and 4+ regen, and I just placed him in a regular gore unit. And he was pretty sick with his 4 attack, strength 5.
Toughness 6 and a 4 regen.
And then he has a totem, so you can get like extra attack and armor piercing 2. Then he's quite good.
Is the totems? Are they in addition to magic items?
No, totem is an upgrade like a mundane weapon.
Okay. Awesome. And that can be taken by all the heroes.
Yeah, all heroes that are not mages.
Yeah, they were really, really powerful because they're bounce spells. So you were just throwing like 1 dice at it, and then you were getting the D3 from the special forest.
Yeah, that's very important to mention. The special forest. It's 40 points, and you can place a forest within 12 inches of the character carrying it.
After deployment.
Yeah, and my idea was to first vanguard all my chariots into the forest if I played against a shooty army. If not, I would just march my beast herd up into the forest with my guys with totems and all the wizards, because D3 extra to cast spells is insanely good.
Yeah, and all the small bounce spells, you throw 1 dice, and even if you roll a 1 or a 2, it doesn't matter. Is that part of the rule?
Yeah, you can ignore the rule if you... I think it's if you're in a forest or something. Let me look it up. Yeah, there's not enough power.
Well, Lasse was throwing single dices at these bounce spells. Even rolling a 1. Is power level 3?
Power level 3, yes.
Power level 3. So even if you roll a 1, you get D3. So you're pretty likely. I don't think you failed once to get one of those bounce spells off. Actually.
If you cast the spells at a unit in a forest, you get +1. Plus D3 for being in the special forest, and then not enough power does not count. And
that's crazy. I think that's a little bit overpowered.
And if the unit is the unit you're targeting is in contact with an enemy unit, you also get +1 and ignore the not enough power.
Wow. So, it was really, really good.
But I think it's okay they got these totems because it's instead of marks.
Yeah, there's no marks in the new Beastmen.
And they lowered the armor save on all the chariots as well, so the army has become... It's still vulnerable to leadership. It's still vulnerable because it's lacking the armor save. But now you have an ability to focus, boost or arguments where it's needed.
Yeah, it was quite scary. What are the totems? What are the spells you can cast with the totems?
Like you can cast one where you gain 1+ attack and armor piercing 2.
That's the whole unit, right? That you're in.
It's extremely good on a beast herd in horde formation because you only strength 3, but with extra attacks and armor piercing, they just like go through everything like butter.
Yeah, and let's face it, you're probably just going to take the shields on them. You're not going to take an extra hand weapon.
No.
Because the -1 to hit is so good.
It's extremely
so
good.
Casting that on them is they get armor piercing 2 and an extra attack. Yeah. And so if they're in a horde formation, that's like 4 attacks per file, which is pretty nasty.
Pretty good.
And the other ones?
Yeah, then you can get 1 more in armor save and distraction special rule. So if you run a unit where you actually choose to have additional hand weapons, you can get the distraction special rule. Yeah. So I was thinking about running small ambushing units with like 10 guys with additional hand weapons, and then you can cast stuff like this on them and just get a lot of...
bounce spells are so powerful.
The extra attacks, you can cast the extra attack and armor piercing on them. Then if you have 10 guys with additional hand weapons, it will be 20 attacks with armor piercing 2 for 60 points.
60 points.
And
what's the third one?
And the third one is magic resistance 3 and hardcover special rule.
Wow.
So that's really good if you have a unit that doesn't have any armor save and you're playing against a very shooty army and
or
you want to...
magic heavy army. It's going to cast loads of spells at you. And you had one more rule, which was that where with the ambush you could reroll ambushes, or
if you have a beast lord, that's the general. You can choose between some different stuff. You can choose stalker, which is reroll ambush rule. You can choose stampede, which is you can ambush in turn 1 as long as you're not starting. And you could take pack haul, which gives you ambushing units arrive in packs, so you roll for 3 units at a time.
Yeah, so that avoids just one unit turning up at once, so you get a big kind of, well, everyone comes on at once, which makes it a bit more effective.
But always, no matter what, I would choose Stalker, where you're allowed to reroll the ambush rule.
Yeah, it's just better.
Because the second one, where you can ambush in first turn, it's extremely good. However, if you get the first turn,
you can't use it.
You can't use it.
Yeah.
And the last one doesn't really matter if you choose the first one where you can reroll ambush rolls, because a 3+ rerollable.
Yeah.
You kind of have it every time.
It's not going to fail. I mean, you had how many ambushing units? 7?
7,
and every single one came on in the second turn. So that was hard work for me.
Yeah.
Can you just give a few highlights of the new book? Anything you like in particularly, apart from the things that we've already gone over? Maybe just some of the units or.
I really like
special rules.
The new Centigors, but I have to train with them some more because of their low initiative. But strength 7 on the charge with the impalers, that's.
I really like the Centicore character. He sounded really interesting.
He is
strength 4, strength 5, toughness 6. And not even that expensive.
And the Centigore character has the ability to become, if he's the general, Centigores will become core choices.
That's going to be tough. I think like a big. Can you give Centicore armor or any other weapons? Bows,
only
great weapons.
5+ armor save and throwing axes and stuff. But the
throwing
thing
axes
is,
okay. What's the ballistic skill?
The issue is that he's only leadership 8.
Okay.
But if you then put in a magic banner like the standard of discipline, you can have leadership 9. But then you have to place him in the center of the army. But they are very fast, and if you take the looted boost where you have the opportunity to choose between immune to psychology and the Vanguard free reform thing, so it can be quite good.
Yeah, and the monsters, they're all really cheap as well.
Yeah, then I had those. A very interesting unit is the new.
Yeah, the new unit, the spawn.
Yeah,
things.
the spawn that can
ambush in the woods. They're quite cool. I thought they were really strong to start with. I didn't like them, but they ended up not doing that much.
They're crazy because with the sleeper rule, you're allowed to place them in any forest on the table in the remaining moves subphase, in the start of the phase. So you're still allowed to make the random movement. So if the enemy gets close with like cheaps or with like skirmishes or small archers, if they get close to the forest, you can just pop up your hedge fiend and run into them. Yeah. And they can't flee.
Yeah, they can't flee. It's random move. And it's not only is it random move, it's random move 3d6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on my scouts, they tried to block his vanguarding chariots, which was in the middle of the board. And then the first turn, Lasse just popped up his hedge fiend and charged my shadow warriors in the flank. And they managed to survive, but it's a spawn, so it's toughness 5, which means I'm winning on 6s. Eventually, I killed them both, but it just took really control of the board, actually, right from the start. You have a bubble around every forest that you can't really go near, because otherwise you're going to get charged in awkward ways. A really good unit for 50 points. I think you're going to see them in every Beastman army. They're really good.
Yeah.
So apart from the Beastman list, I was playing High Elves. What did you think about the High Elf list? Maybe not my High Elf list, but just in general, some thoughts about the High Elves. How did you find the Ancient Dragon and the White Lions and the Lawmaster?
I haven't looked that much into the book at the moment. I've only seen your list and played against your list. So I don't think I can come with any like deep good comments about it. But I like the idea that riding the monster, the dragon, it's a combined profile, so you strike the monster, and if the monster goes down, the guy on top of it also goes down.
Yeah, 7 wounds. Yeah. They get knocked up eventually, even if it's toughness 7. But the armor save of 3+ isn't all that. And you can try and give it protection, but it's very difficult to. You can't. There's not many items in the book or in the rule book that give it protection.
So I think it's a fair choice. Like, it's extremely powerful. It's very mobile. It can do a lot of stuff, and it can control a lot of the board. But it's fair.
Yeah, and the movement 7 on the fly now is a lot more underpowered than movement 10.
Yeah.
Nothing in movement 10 fly, I don't think. Are those Harpies movement 10 fly?
Yeah, they also in the Beastmen book they changed the Harpies, so Beastmen don't have Harpies anymore. Instead, they got these new. Let me see
what are they called in this edition?
Ravagers. They are 80 points now for 5, but they have 1 more toughness.
Toughness 4.
Yeah,
and the
they
skirmishers?
have more leadership 7. They still have 2 attacks each, and then they have thunderous charge.
So 2 attacks, strength 4 on the charge, weapon skill 4.
Yeah.
And leadership 7. Is that a boost as well?
Yeah, that's a very good boost.
Very big boost. And the skirmishers that are hard to hit.
Yeah.
And you can give them scouts. Oh, that's nice.
You can give them scout for 15 points per unit.
That's really good. I would probably be giving them scouts. Just for 15 points, you give them scouts. You don't have to use scout, but it gives you the option. And Lasse, what do you think about the new rules in general? Anything interesting?
I think that with the new rules, a lot of things are much clearer. In the past, there was discussions about a lot of stuff, and now I think that those things that I was discussing at tournaments, I don't see that anymore in the same way. That's a good thing. And also I really like
how did you find the magic phase? Because that's obviously a big issue. I like the magic phase. I think it works well. I think when you spend too many points on wizards, you kind of fall a bit short. I mean, obviously your magic was really good today with all the bounce spells. I don't think you need that level 2 though. You're running a level 4 and a level 2 both on the life magic.
The level 2 should definitely go out of my army.
Yeah, I think that was a bit excessive especially with all the bounce spells. You don't have the dice. You don't have the dice for it, and a level 4 is more than enough.
But other than that, let me see what I've changed. I'm just in general very happy about the new changes. It makes the games more smooth and it works pretty well.
Yeah, the challenges and stuff, they're quite nice. And how you can always strike the unit. You don't have to worry about blocking with characters and stuff like that. Yeah, the changes. I think the changes are really good in general. I'm really excited to be playing. We have a tournament coming up this weekend. First 9th edition tournament. Are you running the same list as you're going to be running this weekend?
No, definitely not.
What changes are you going to make this week? Are you playing on Thursday with us?
I hope I can make it. I think I can, but I will definitely.
And anything that you're going to change from today, just on the face of things?
All my dogs will go out of the army.
They were a bit shit.
Maybe I will bring 1 unit and I will not ambush it because they're insignificant rule. So you can deploy them close to the rest of your army and they can just move forward and they can like block charges and stuff. So I will bring 1 unit, I think, and then I will remove the level 2 wizard. I will remove the Jackalus or one of the Javaslav.
What's it called?
Jackalus.
Jackalus. What the hell's a Jackalus?
And then I will probably also remove a chariot, and I will use all those spare points to bring in 1 more big unit of Gauls, maybe 40 more Gauls.
Wow, how many points is 40 Gauls?
It's extremely cheap. They are like 6 points each.
Okay.
And then you give them shield for 1 point, so 7 points each.
Okay, so 240 or something like that.
280 for 40, and then you have to buy command. So around 300 points.
So you can try and squeeze in another unit of Gore.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's 30 Gore, it's still a big unit that you have there.
And
you can ambush it, right? Do you pay for ambush, or do you just have
it's free. I was also thinking about bringing an ambushing giant.
Ambushing giant?
Yeah. But
can you give them the giant's an armor save?
It's a little bit expensive.
A giant's the same as they were last edition?
Yeah, they are called a beast giant.
Beast giant.
It's 145 points, and for 20 points you can get ambush.
Okay. Is there any other options like?
Yeah, you can get looted booze, so you can get drunk too.
What does the booze do?
It gives him. You can choose between immune psychology and thunderous charge, so strength 7.
So the same as the other one.
Or you can choose to have Vanguard and.
So he has the same drunk rules as the Centaur.
Yeah.
Vanguarding Giant. That's pretty.
Vanguarding Giant.
That's pretty good for 10 points.
Yeah. Oh, you already get it from the start. You can choose between them, but for 10 extra points, you have the ability to get from sober to drunk or from drunk to sober.
Okay. So at some point you can just decide, right, Giant, get your booze out, get on it, get on the gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanna say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, let me see. I just got an idea about taking a Centaur hero and joining him to the
Centaur?
No, to the Razor Gores.
Can you get units for Razor Gore?
Yeah, Razor Gore herd.
Okay.
But they are monstrous beast, and he's
cavalry or
he's what is it called? A war beast.
War beast. That means that.
But that will give them more leadership, and I think that you can do some quite interesting stuff.
The Razor Gores, they're pretty tough. They're toughness 5, 3 wounds each.
Yeah, the issue with them is they have no armor save, and they have very low leadership, and they don't have reroll to hit.
Yeah, so I mean something I thought was really good.
And
I mean it was always really good. Is the Primal Fury. I mean hatred. Every round of combat is so strong. Yeah. Like it was just those rerolls to hit. Even if you were Beastmen, rerolling, hitting on 4s, rerolling. Even if you're wounding on 5s, it's still going to be. You're still doing a lot of wounds. Yeah. Just the sheer amount of attacks. And I guess that's a bit fluffy as well. Like loads of attacks coming in, crazy attacks. Yeah, I think it's really strong. I think the Beastmen could be potentially really good. You beat me today pretty soundly. And I think a lot of it was down to the complete magic dominance that you had. Yeah. But yeah, that's just my army. It's not very magic heavy. Just with a lore master, or what do you call it, master of paths. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're going to wrap up here. Finish off.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say before you go?
No, really.
Maybe carry on recording on Thursday. Yeah. Maybe do a little bit more. Yeah. But thank you, Lasse, for coming on. And we're going to finish it there. Bye.